This will be my serial killer and true crime collection, part 1. I'm going to start off first with some movies that are inspired by serial killers or about serial killers. Then after, I'll go through some books and magazines and everything else. So let's get into this. This will probably be a couple videos. First up, we have Ed Gein. I thought Steve Railsback in the role of Ed was really good. Definitely a pitiful human being, but you actually felt sympathy for him at the same time. Great performance. Kane Hodder is BTK. I thought he was really good in this as well. We had the remake of Helter Skelter with Jeremy Davies as Manson, and I think he did a phenomenal job. Antibodies, really good serial killer film. This is based on a true case. I forget which one offhand. Absolutely amazing performance. Bundy and the Green River Killer. Many movies made about Ted Bundy case, but this is the one where Ted Bundy helps some detectives try to track down the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway. Pretty good movie. I forget offhand what case this is based off of too. I know it's based on a real case, but this is York Buttdrake's Scrum. I do forget what case this is based off of though. Story of the Notorious Lipstick Killer. Lather Scram. Okay, there you go. That's a good movie as well. This is based on a true case too, in the Vatican. Killer Nun. Amazing performance by Anita Ekberg. It's another really good Ted Bundy movie. In fact, this is actually my favorite Ted Bundy movie. No Man of God with Elijah Wood and Luke Kirby. Luke Kirby looks and sounds and acts just like Ted Bundy. He's got his act down to a T. Absolutely amazing performance. You can see him right there. He looks just like Ted in those interrogation interviews, trying to find where all the bodies are hidden before he gets fried. And old Sparky. Gacy. Thought the guy did a good job as well. Captured the real sick son of a bitch. The Axe Murders of Villisca. I'm a huge fan of the Villisca Axe Murders. And very much interested in that case. One of the most brutal cases. 8 people brutally killed. 6 of them were children. This is inspired by a true story, obviously, but it's very loosely based. Still worth a watch, though, I think. I definitely would read a book, and we'll get to those later. If you want to find out more about the real case of Villisca Axe murder. This is based on the Alaska backpack killer, Wolf Creek. Amazing performance by John Jarrett. Many movies made about Jack the Ripper. This is Murder by Decree. Christopher Plummer, James Mason, Donald Sutherland. Amazing performance. I forget what killer this is based off of, but I know it's based off true events as well. South Angst. I don't know offhand, but this is an amazing movie. Very mean-spirited. Very diabolical film. Really getting the mindset of a really deranged person in that one for sure. We got Dahmer. This is one of my favorites right here. Dear Mr. Gacy. Amazing, amazing movie. Amazing performance by William Forsythe as Gacy. unbelievable. Probably one of the best performances from him. Really captured Gacy's mentality very well. We got Steve Rails back again, this time as Charlie Manson in the original Helter Skelter. Another amazing performance. I don't know offhand what case this is based off of, but this is Lucker the Necrophagus. John Lucker, does it say who this is based off of? No, unfortunately it does not. But this is a really brutal film, right up there with Necromantic for sure. More serial killer vibe though. Speaking of serial killer, this one, in fact, you know what, I'm going to wait for that one because that one's one of my favorites. We have the Clove Hitch Killer. This is loosely based on Dennis Rader BTK case. Amazing performance by that guy right there. Is that Charlie Plummer, I believe? Yep. That was awesome. That was a really good movie as well. This is a very, very disturbing film based on an even more disturbing book and an even more disturbing real-life case. Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door. Very, very brutal film, and this is the book it's based off of. Jack Ketchum's The Girl Next Door. Highly would recommend this read, but definitely not for the squeamish. Amazing fucking book though. Jack Ketchum, rest in peace. We have Monster. Charlie Theron did an amazing job portraying Ellen Warno's case. Really feel sympathy for her when she goes through all that. Great performance by her. Ed Gein was definitely the inspiration for Psycho, Robert Bloch's Psycho, so I figured I'd include it. I don't know what case this is based off of, even if it is based on a real case, but it definitely solidified the snuff film style, and that's Michael Powell's Peeping Tom. This one film pretty much ruined his whole career. It's a great movie though. Same with this one. I think this is loosely based on the Albert Fish case, child murders. That is M, Peter Lorre's finest moment in my opinion. Amazing performance by Peter Lorre. Like you feel sympathy for him, but yet you disgust for at the same time. Awesome. It's a really fucking brutal one here called Cannibal. This is based on a true case of a man who wants to be eaten. And he puts out an ad to try to find a partner to eat. And somebody actually answers the ad, and it's just such a brutal, disgusting fucking movie. I forget the name offhand of the guy it's based off of, but it is a true case. Great release from Unearthed Films. I think Robert Blossom's performance in Deranged really captures Ed Gein. Definitely enters the psyche of a serial killer. Very deranged mama's boy. Robert Blossom's is absolutely unrelenting. Great movie. That's actually one of my favorite movies of all time, Deranged. And I figured I would save... Oh, I got a couple more yet, I'm sorry. We got 6 Degrees of Helter Skelter. That's a great documentary on the Manson case, obviously. I like how they go back to the locations, like Spawn Ranch and definitely what's left of the Tate House and the La Bianca House. Really great. The Ted Bundy story. I really like this one, based on The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule. Starring Barbara Hershey. I think she did an amazing job in that film as Anne Rule. And The Boneyard, based on Charles Ng and Leonard Lake case. Very, very brutal. Disturbing watch for sure. I forget the killer offhand, but this is based on a true case, I believe, in Hong Kong. This is the untold story. Guy grinded a bunch of people up into meat buns. Badass. This is one of the best movies about depiction of Jeffrey Dahmer I think I've ever seen. The guy that plays him really looks like him, and that is A Secret Life, Jeffrey Dahmer. One of my absolute favorites, a great release from Intervision. I would highly recommend this one. Yeah, it's extremely powerful and not for the faint of heart. I'll definitely agree with that. But Carl Cruz's performance as Jeffrey Dahmer really captures him, I think. Looks just like the guy, too. It's crazy. And that movie actually was made while Dahmer was still alive, technically, which is pretty crazy. A really disturbing case in Australia called the Snowtown Murders. This is actually one of my favorite cases. Very fucking brutal. John Button, I think his name was. Was it John Button? Am I getting that up? I know the guy's name is John. Very, very disturbing case. Check it out. I'm no expert, but I'm trying. I like to read about serial killers and watch documentaries, so knowledge is free, you know. Loosely based on the Jim Jones case, The Sacrament. Very, very disturbing film. Shot on video film, but really delivers. This is based on the real-life Moonlight Murders, the Texarkana Moonlight Murders, the Phantom Killer in Town of Dreaded Sundown, Texarkana. Very creepy film, but a lot of comedic moments in it as well, so it doesn't not entirely serious, but when it gets serious, it's really good. I still can't believe they play that movie every Halloween at Spirit Park where the murders happen. That's pretty cool. The Manson Family. This is actually one of my favorite serial killer films ever made. Jim Van Bever. Very, very disturbing case, but it definitely holds no punches. Holds nothing back, man. This is the real story. You see every stab. It's just insane. Drug abuse. Philip H. Anselmo, music, necrophasia's in that. Just a great film altogether. And I think the last movie I have, this is my favorite, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, based on Henry Lee Lucas and Otis Toole. Great performance by Michael Rooker. And of course Tom Tolles, the late great Tom Tolles. Absolutely fucking amazing movie. Very disturbing for its time. Definitely changed the game as far as reality horror goes, you know. Alright, now that's the end of the movies, so we're gonna get into some documentaries. These are some of my favorites as well. We got Forensic Files. I've always been a fan of this show. On ID, Crimes of Passion, Court TV